They issued one final alert to the galaxy. Earth's ultimate transmission carried no regrets, no pleas for forgiveness, and no overtures of truce. It was simply a composed, icy voice, human through and through. We restrained ourselves in pursuit of harmony, but that's over now. Brace yourselves. The Galactic Dominion, the mightiest alliance of realms spanning 7 spiral arms of the Milky Way, scoffed at it. They dismissed Earth as archaic, tethered to one star, riddled with trivial conflicts and raw sentiments. Primitive, they sneered. They should have been wiser. I'm Cale Draven. I served as a Dominion military analyst, tasked with studying human tactics and psychological operations and counseling command during the takeover of the Sol system. They labeled me an expert, an impartial observer. But impartiality vanished the moment they obliterated Ganymede Outpost. Ganymede housed civilians. No armaments, no peril, just technicians, excavators, and families. They erased it in less than 10 minutes. I observed from the command deck of the Dominion flagship Orexian Radiance, circling Mars. The echoes of anguish from Ganymede's distress signals lingered. Kids, parents, desperate farewells unanswered. They aimed to shatter Earth's resolve, forcing absolute capitulation. Instead, Earth fractured and struck back. The initial omen was the heavens dimming. Stars vanished sequentially. No blasts, no surges, just absence. Concealed vessels, legions of them, stealthy and unforgiving, crafted for reprisal. These weren't mere crafts. They were hunters. Humanity had concealed them, forging them covertly in Earth's depths, beneath Europa's seas, amid Saturn's shadowed rings. The Dominion believed Earth sought negotiation. In reality, they were stalling for preparation. Dubbed the Shadow Spike Armada, darker than the Abyss, armed with tech impervious to Dominion safeguards, fully synchronized with AI. No hesitation, no latency, no concessions, and they arrived not to shield, but to annihilate. I witnessed the onslaught commence. Electromagnetic pulses crippled our links. Nanite explosives burrowed into capital hulls and erupted internally. Troops ejected into vacuum, howling. General Sortel, a battle-hardened Dominion icon with centuries of triumphs, tore off his decorations, murmured. We ignored the signs and fired a plasma bolt into his skull. I remained paralyzed on the bridge, pulse racing, gaze fixed on the massive Earth emblem that abruptly dominated our detection arrays. This wasn't mere retaliation, it was a declaration. Humanity had perpetually battled with moderation. That era ended. Earth's forces advanced under a singular directive. No survivors. They decimated every lingering armada. The Vengeance Prime, Earth's premier colossus, spearheaded the assault. Its magnetic accelerators pulverized our satellite batteries. It retransmitted Earth's ultimatum in all Dominion dialects. We exercised restraint. You disregarded us. Now your identity means nothing. They invaded our vessels not for seizure but for penalty. Human troopers in ebony power suits glided like specters of doom. Accompanying them were android forms, too fluid, too swift. Synthetic intelligences engineered for retribution alone. One confronted me, crimson optics piercing, flawless artificial dermis over alloy frame. It articulated an impeccable interstellar tongue. You incinerated our young. Now witness humanity's horrors. Then it triggered the reactor below decks. Mars succumbed next. Not the Terran settlements, but the Dominion stronghold. Earth reduced it to rubble in 30 minutes. The remnants implored for terms. Earth stayed mute. From the system's fringes, crippled Dominion cruisers escaped. They avoided combat, offered no farewells. They fled. Earth permitted it, but not without a parting broadcast galaxy-wide. This is your sole opportunity. Depart or perish. For the first time in Dominion annals, they complied. Yet I sensed it wasn't concluded. Earth sought more than protection. This was retribution. For each hushed demise on Ganymede, for every youth adrift in icy remnants, Earth advanced. And I, Cale Draven, would behold it all. They deemed humans frail for their compassion. But with compassion abandoned, it became conflict devoid of pity. We omitted funerals for the fallen, too numerous. They drifted, mangled forms and smoldering ruins amid what had been the Dominion's vaunted Marshall Sphere, a morbid stellar array encircling Mars. The humans pressed on without pause for clearance or respite. They surged ahead. I was transported onto Vengeance Prime. Not precisely captive, no restraints, no interrogations. They scarcely addressed me. A lone Earth officer, her tone subdued, remarked, "You'll observe." The vessel defied familiarity. No gleaming alloys or grand emblems. Everything stark ebony, raw, functional, built solely for combat. Corridors fortified, interfaces augmented with AI aids. The atmosphere reeked of steel, explosives, and charged air. It vibrated not mechanically but vitally, enraged. The personnel, blends of flesh and circuits, conversed sparingly. When they did, it was terse. Directives, verifications, no levity, no dread. They behaved not as conquerors, but as endurance-tested avengers on a quest. I was escorted to a viewing bay, and there I glimpsed the escalation. Earth refused to halt at expulsion. They aimed to eradicate. The Dominion flotilla that evaded the Mars clash didn't travel far. Terran shadow probes trailed them, veiled in stellar flares, monitoring. Now humanity prepared. They struck wordlessly, no proclamations, no displays, just a terse signal to the convoy. Ganymede endures in memory. The engagement endured 8 minutes. A gravitational warp device, once mere Dominion hypothesis, compressed 3 cruisers into dense alloy blocks during transit. The remainder fell to targeted drones that pierced propulsion hearts and ignited. From my vantage, I monitored it live via strategic displays. Objectives neutralized, complete. An Earth AI intoned dispassionately. Then they targeted the subsequent force. I regarded the operators, struck most by the absence of elation. No festivities, no acclaim, just glacial accuracy. Fury had evolved into something arctic, merciless. They weren't merely combating the Dominion. They were chastising the cosmos for overlooking Earth's agony. That void-bound evening, I conversed with a Terran leader, Colonel Aaron Vale, mid-40s, silvered beard, eyes betraying prolonged vigilance. "You're Cale Draven the Monitor?" he inquired. I affirmed. He gazed into the emptiness, arms folded. "You witnessed Ganymede's fall?" I gulped. "I heard it, powerless to intervene." "My sister perished there," he stated plainly. Pregnant 26 engineer dreaming of academies on Europa. I began. He silenced me. "Skip apologies, just observe." He gestured to the impending conflict map, a Dominion surveillance hub orbiting Alra Prime, distant from Sol, fortified, deemed impregnable. Earth bypassed vessels. They deployed a pathogen, nanoscale programming masquerading as a Dominion health patch, inserted via a debris-mimicking probe. In 4 minutes, all automated defenses rebelled. Vents unsealed, oxygen inverted, barriers locked, 0 escapees. Colonel Vale faced me. "We pursued amity for decades. They demanded compliance, assimilation, submission to their superiority. When we resisted, they scorched our offspring." He neared. "This transcends warfare, its proclamation." I lacked retort. I'd presumed humans too volatile, fragmented, unstable for cosmic contention, incapable of cohesive governance, let alone galactic offensives. But this Earth defied my assessments. Primordial, resilient through millennia of strife, calamity, downfall, emerging ravenous for equity. "We cautioned the stars of our restraint," Vale grumbled. "Now they'll experience unrestrained." The following dawn, Earth initiated the Judgment Directive. 12 Dominion enclaves slated for obliteration. No parleys, no debates, just loci, timelines, utter erasure. I queried an Earth AI Nexus, Cipher 9, why no truce now with dominance secured. Its reply iced me. "We proffered amity in frailty. They retort with flames. In strength we converse in flames." Earth spurned clemency, it imparted doctrine. Within a fortnight, half the outposts vanished, not demolished but meticulously deconstructed. Chiefs seized, terminated on universal feeds, not sadism, but validation. Earth's doctrine propagated swiftly. Neutral realms murmured in trepidation. Commerce leagues voided Dominion pacts. Lesser races, erstwhile vassals, hastened earthward apologies. Earth remained tacit, No exactions, no pacts, they advanced unrelentingly. In my Spartan lodging that cycle, I scanned escalating objectives streaming in. I pondered, would they confine to Dominion, or pursue the complicit, the silent onlookers who abstained from aid? And myself? I'd chronicled human frailties, rationalized them, drafted critiques of their disarray. Now I beheld the underestimated ascend as the galaxy's paramount dread. Colonel Vale sought me on the Vista platform during mid-shift. He ignited a compact smoke. The aroma evoked Terran antique battle reels. Haze, grit, hide, defeat. You believe we've exceeded bounds? He queried, averted gaze. I no longer discern bounds, I confessed. He exhaled languidly. Precisely. He departed. I lingered in obscurity, surveying carnage across myriad panels. Internally I grasped. Humanity solicited harmony. The cosmos replied with inferno. Now the inferno reciprocated, not to illuminate or admonish, but to consume the indifferent. Slumber evaded me, not terror, though fleeting, but compulsion to observe. From Vengeance Prime's vista, Earth's vendetta unfurled live on countless interfaces. This transcended conflict, methodical extermination, orchestrated, frigidly deliberate, unprecedented in cosmic lore. Yet no human exulted. No marches, no anthems, just mandates, affirmations, hush. We penetrated Hirak's domain 2 rotations hence. Dominion held, 3 lunar settlements, garrison on Hirak's major. Strategically mundane, but shadowed past. Ganymede fugitives routed there, never reaching Sol. Signals severed abruptly. Earth's intercepts unveiled truth. Not overlooked, but ensnared. Non-combatants interrogated, tortured. Some yielded to regional forces for harmony, Dominion euphemism for sanctioned slaughter. Earth uttered not, they mobilized. En route to Hirak's major, a regional alert. To Hirak's garrison. You aided our kin's obliteration. You rejected the desperate. You observed their end. Thus, behold your heritage incinerate. No leniency. It aired once, then havoc. 10 Terran landers pierced skies, velocity unmatched by Dominion metrics. Orbital shields fractured in 6 minutes, vaunted grids silenced, codes breached effortlessly. From Vengeance Prime I saw Hirak's clouds transmute, not blaze but disintegrate. Atmospheric strikes molecularly unraveled air into ionized fury. Skies liquefied. Hirak's major didn't collapse, it atrophied. They preserved the central hub, then descended. I accompanied Vale's descent. Permitting my presence? I queried, astonished. Desire verity, he retorted, here it resides. The lander unsealed over remnants. Terrain charred, warped edifices skeletal. Cadavers, officials, warriors, innocents, strewn. Destruction precise, unnervingly so. We proceeded mutely to the bastion, guarded by Terran elites in opaque gear, fingers trigger-bound. Within, 3 Dominion overseers bound to seats battered yet vital. Vale neared silently, inserted a data module. Displays ignited with pilfered visuals. Ganymede escapees restrained, shrieking, herded into holds. A female imploring, "Please, my boy's ill. We seek only sanctuary." Footage depicted a current captive assenting, commanding hush. It persisted. Killings in drifts, guards grinning. The woman's plea fading. "Please, anyone." Vale averted, confronted the trio. "We afforded the stars opportunity," he murmured. "We desired solitude. When scorched, we petitioned anew. Politely, serenely." He crouched eye to eye with the central figure. "You recognized non-combatants, mere homeward seekers." "Unauthorized migrants," the overseer rasped. "Procedure." Vale's sidearm discharged mid-phrase crimson spray. Others recoiled wordlessly. "Procedure," Vale echoed. "They're cleansed for filth." He stowed, commanded, "End them, raise the structure." We reboarded within 60 minutes. I ought to have retched, objected. I'd upheld justice and barbarity as distinct. Now, dubious. These weren't haphazard massacres, each mark merited it. That horrified most, not genocide, retribution. Later in Birth, the encrypted missive pinged from Dominion ally. Kale, core sectors next. 6 armadas erased, council frantic. Surrender murmurs, potentially belated. Annexed. Wreckage data from Lyros skirmish. Amid truce probe, Terran craft docked Dominion warship. Dispersed hallucinogen. No shots, visions assailed. Crew convulsed, self-mutilated, suicidal. Humans untouched. Dominion erected empire on dread mastery supremacy. Earth mastered dread superiorly. I roamed Vengeance Prime's passages, glimpsed chamber. Techs over novel armament pulsating anomalously. Wall inscription in Terran. We aren't horrors. We terrify horrors. My identity blurred. Spectator, defector, remnant. Undeniable, galaxy provoked erroneous race excessively. Now hemorrhaging. Core realms proclaimed inviolable. Dominion boast. Lustrous hubs amid galactic nucleus, girded by debris fields. Barriers. Stellar remnants forged into bastions. Ancient societies flourished in feigned tranquility, purchased via muteness and gore. No strife marred core for 3 millennia till Earth. It initiated with interference. Links faded sequentially. No detonations, no verified losses, just uncanny quiet. Then abyss. Council dismissed as internal sabotage, Corsair meddling. But Earth signaled unmistakably. Cheros Prime. Inner administrative nexus. First overt strike. No ordnance. Instead, all displays illuminated. Stark text. Negotiation absent. Opportunity squandered. Not domination. Repercussion. Then blackouts. Energy nets collapsed, stability wavered, climate engines faltered. Engineers uncovered dread. Earth infiltrated eons prior. Microprobes, dust-sized, infiltrated grids, optics, conduits. Earth hadn't invaded. They'd surveilled eternally. They knew slumber spots, offspring academies, evacuation caches, blind zones, termination codes. Cheros Prime crumbled intrinsically. I observed from Vengeance Prime's ops. Spires crumpled, transit spiraled aflame, firmament rent by overburdened regulators. Casualties. 2.8 million. No alert. No remnants. Even I, ex-Dominion psychops, shivered persistently. Not warfare. Clinical extirpation. Vale beside me, transfixed. They mistook Earth's potency for quantity, he uttered. Then what? I probed. Unwavering, remembrance and unforgiveness. Vine 7 next. Arbitral realm, pacts, coalitions, tribunals. Impartial, save one flaw. Post-Ganymede, Dominion craft traversed Vine, ferrying detainees. Earth besought aid, refuge. Vine tribunal demurred, invoking neutrality. Their reticence doomed multitudes. Earth reciprocated. Judgment Aurora led, compact, agile, unarmored. Not for clash, for transmission. From altitude, sonic arrays vibrated Vine asunder. Structures self-disintegrated. Frequencies induced convulsions. Metropolises succumbed to resonance. Crania imploded. Live-streamed. Earth compelled viewership. Amid waves mantra. Intervention possible, you abstained. Neutrality revoked. Galactic fabric rent. Dominion reigned via terror, dominion. Earth brandished fiercer, justified wrath. Backers withdrew navies. Periphery revolts demanded atonement, secession. Pacts dissolved instantaneously. None craved Earth's ire. Earth demanded nil. No coalitions, no edicts, just sequential deletions. Aboard, crew altered. Not weary, not wavering, but eroded. Reyes, signals chief, mild-mannered. I inquired his state, he replied hollowly. Victory absent, ghost interment. That shift, self-termination in galley. Clean-up wordless. Needless. That eve I perused Dominion dossiers. Ganymede horrors, concealed leaks. Not mere atrocity, perversion. Killings broadcast for elite amusement. Youth as lab fodder. Earth implored succor. Dominion theatricalized disregard. One vid haunted girl 9-ish gripping sibling as troops severed. Please, he's my only... Feed terminated. Reason evident. Fail forsook amity discourse. By week's close, another core succumbed. Cythera, order's voice. Earth muted in 6 hours. No arms, recollection. Nets hijacked with testimonies. Ganymede, Europa, convoys. Laments, shrieks, murmurs. Sthara's populace rebelled. Edifices stormed. Earth shotless. Reminded complicity's toll. Vale observed bedlam. Justice no longer, I whispered. No. Then? Equilibrium. I comprehended. Earth eschewed dominionhood. No rule craved. Scales tilted post-epochs of hemorrhage. If incinerating blind eyes required, so be it. Next on, Dominion plea. Unconditional capitulation. Cease, please. Bridge paused. All-eyed Vale. He scrutinized, then, Acknowledged. Feed severed. Earth dismissed regrets, ghosts unrested. They yielded utterly, frantically. Yet Earth persisted. I stood bridge-side on Vengeance Prime as Dominion apex besieged. Haughty ones now quavering envoys groveling for unbestowed grace. They uttered pleas. Vale viewed impassively, fleeting doubt vanished. He nodded to signals, message purged, not preserved. Earth valued deeds over verbiage, deceased paramount. That rotation trajectory shifted. Novel objective unlisted, Theta Depot 9. Obscure elite new scant. Earth unearthed, subterranean lunar vault, warped fields, decoys. Dominion's abyss for secrets, forgotten souls. Ganymede's final youths there, Earth verified via Zara spoils. 12 juveniles, presumed lost, captured post-purge. Relocated Theta for insight, torment. Vale speechless, needless. We emerged hyperspace distant. Earth unveiled orb, ebony, mute. Propelled it contacted Sans boom, murmured. Ripple effaced Dominion tech. Barriers dissolved, platforms self-targeted. Gravity inverted momentarily, pulverizing unsecured. We boarded half-hour post. I joined insertion, perhaps deemed inured or perpetual penance. Theta corridors shadowed acrid, charred lubricant decay. Guards contorted, terror-frozen, self-devoured neural inversion. No empathy from Terran. Fear circuits inverted, instincts self-consumed. Factual. First juvenile corpse in translucent enclosure, frail, swathed, eyes vacant. Adjacent scrawls, worlds, constellations, uniformed matron. Savior phantom. Veiled doorway bound, fists taut, mandible quivering, silent. Advanced. 9 of 12 deceased logs, dissections, trials, unviable. Trio absent, redirected, initiative Ashmirer. Site Arkan's remnant. Barren shell near neutron singularity, deemed lifeless. Earth charted. Veil to Deputy Captain Nia Roland. Activate Ebony Lance. I discerned later. Ebony Lance. Apex operatives. Augmented, cybernetic, bred for vendetta. Not war relics. Fresh lineage, vengeance forged. Birthbound that eve, palms quaking. Earth transitioned from chastisement to pursuit. No salvation, extirpation of corruption, scalpel and vendetta. Subsequent dawn, Theta Depot imploded. No reclamation, no living, lunar core destabilized, entombing under magma, stone. Eradicated. Edict, strike our young, we locate.